It's the agents of Nightvault.
And we're back again with a hot off the press talking heads for you. Yes, there's Pete's ticker tape going across. This just in.
Tape everywhere.
It's Wednesday night here in the garage, the AOS garage, and we were all set to play a game when suddenly a bombshell was dropped by Games Workshop. Indeed, yes. So they have dropped restricted cards and banned cards, and they did it at the worst possible time. They did it on recording night, so mine and Pete's videos are already going to be out of date.
Oh my God.
They did it on the night I was desperately trying to cook tea for my family, and I had to go out and help at Scout, so it was all really no time to take it on board.
Call us in future.
Yeah, let us know. Exactly. But anyway, yes, they have dropped a banned list and a restricted cards list. Ooh. And I think we'll perhaps tackle the banned list first because it's the shortest.
Yeah, I reckon it is.
And possibly the least controversial.
Most obvious, yes. You've got Great Concussion, Quick Thinker, and Time Trap.
Time Trap.
Exactly.
Yes, Time Trap. Pete and I have banned ourselves anyway because we're so prescient.
Yep.
It hurts.
Is that good?
And I mean, I think it's a strange one. Time Trap. Somebody's already commented on our Facebook page, I think, that Time Trap didn't need a nerf before it was. They changed the rules so that you could charge with it again.
Just need to be ruled better, basically.
Yeah.
Just need to be FAQ'd a bit better. But there you go.
That has gone. Quick Thinker has gone, which is kind of quite funny because I almost never play Quick Thinker.
It depends. You're quite an offensive player.
I am quite offensive. You're right. I am quite offensive.
And I'm a bit more defensive.
Right.
I mean, I nearly always take Quick Thinker because I think at some point you're going to charge me, and at some point I'm going to want to run away from you. So I think it depends on your warbands.
Absolutely, but okay, we don't play competitively. We don't play as much as some people, so there's probably very good reasons why Quick Thinker is being removed. But I can think perhaps only one case where I've charged you and you've run away, and I've not been able to connect with one of your opponents.
No, there's that, but it depends on.
It probably depends on the warband. You always pay the horde warbands.
I do, yeah. So
if you're
there's always someone within swinging range.
If you're paying a smaller warband, it must be more.
Especially if you've boosted up one person, like your Scritch or something like that, and you've really geared him up and you want him to survive, you can skimper him off.
That's true.
So,
hey, John. So, and then Great Concussion has been banned now. I have to say, Great Concussion goes in every single one of my decks. Because of the Great Concussion.
Objective warband decks rejoice.
Yeah, well, exactly. And I think it's hard to know because we've so long since either of us have played objective warbands, really, that it's hard to know how much it's going to. I think it's going to shake things up a lot.
Yes.
And it also means that the Great Concussion Alone in the Darkness double header is going to be. I mean, Alone in the Darkness is restricted, which we'll come on to in a moment.
Yes.
But Great Concussion.
And people have said, if you're playing an objectives deck, it's not the end of the world if someone's got Great Concussion, but knowing that your opponent's not going to have concussion is going to
make
open
a big difference.
I think
it's a good move. It's a strong card. Everybody has it.
Yeah.
So just get rid of it, and then everybody's back on a level playing field.
Exactly.
Well, everybody was on a level playing field, but they're on a lower level playing field.
And then we're on to the universal cards, the restricted list.
Of which is nearly 30.
Yes, and you can only take 5 of them. I thought to start with it was like 5 ploys, 5 upgrades, 5 objectives. I thought it'll be tough, but I'll be able to get there. And then the shock and the horror dawned on me.
Yeah, I think it's slightly poor that there are Nightvault cards in the list.
It's a bit of a shame, really, but I guess at the same time it does highlight if a card's just too strong.
Yeah, I know. It's just a bit of a shame that they couldn't have got that right. What I mean? Anyway, I think Extreme Flank, FAQ it differently. It's much harder to score.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
So, I'm not sure about that one. Loner, I said to you, I've never heard of.
Yes.
I don't even know what it does. What does it do?
You have to be, and let me ask Hal. Hal, how do I? What does Loner do?
I'm sorry, Pete. I can't do that. He died this week.
Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah. Shame. Boo. So Loner, you score.
And Stanley.
Yeah. Boo again.
People get old.
A sad week for geeks.
Yep.
You score it in an end phase if at least one surviving friendly fighter has no other fighters within 3 hexes, which doesn't sound that easy to achieve, but maybe a lot of people had it and just kept one of their guys miles in the backfield.
Yeah, so I've never I one of those cards I think I overlooked, and then I've never.
There's a lot of instant scores in it. You've got advancing strike, you've got change of tactics, you've got precise use of force as well. Perfect planning, I think, is also another instant score one. Yeah,
change of tactics is certainly a no-brainer for anybody who's got a put a person on guard card, isn't it?
Yeah.
And extreme flank, as I think I just discussed. Fired Up is an interesting one. It's another new card. That's really easy to score.
That's such an easy score.
I think that's still going to be one of my 5.
Perfect Plan isn't. It's an end phase card, and so is
okay.
So is Fired Up, and they're only 1 glory. Yeah. So it's like, really, you're going to ban a 1 glory thing? I mean,
it's restricted, I suppose. I suppose it's just to keep the meta changes, but people to stop people from taking the same thing all the time.
Because I would nearly always, in an offensive warband, I would take a good 4 or 5 of these without,
Yeah, I mean, it Fired Up and possibly Extreme Flank and Escalation. Fired Up and Escalation, certainly. whatever you play, you turn up and you take it. Whatever you play, you'd be an idiot not to take fired up.
Yes,
really.
Yeah.
So.
Because if you're doing that badly that you can't score fired up, you might as well pack up and go.
Exactly. And the Gambits, Earthquake is interesting. I mean, it's interesting they've restricted that. I never played it after Great Concussion came out.
But I guess maybe now that Great Concussion's been banned, Earthquake's going to be the go-to card.
Well, it will
Earthquake was the go-to card, and everyone's like, there's never going to be a card greater. And then when GW went, wait a second, and then they did Great Concussion, everyone was like, oh my God!
Trap and Pit Trap, I'm not surprised to see. Ready for action! I'm a little bit disappointed about, but I think we're going to have to say we have to try and put that in whenever possible.
Yeah,
just so we can do
Trap
that.
And Twist the Knife both also on the list, so you can't have a Pit Trap and Twist the Knife sort of combo.
Well, you could, but you'd only have 2 others to pick from.
True. Yeah. And Illusory Fighter, I mean, that's a card, again, that I never really took.
It's always number 11, or often number 11 on my list. And I never get it. It never gets to that. I know John Multiple Shade Glass Reese loves Illusory Fighter. It's always in his deck, but I've never actually managed to use it myself.
No, it's one where you just play the ploy, you pick a fighter, and you put them back on when you're starting hexes. I guess it's handy if you want to run one of you guys forwards and then play that to teleport them back after an assassination tip. I think I might have actually done that in one of our battle reports with Switch, and I was doing badly, but I managed to pull that off at least.
Yes.
So yeah, okay, maybe, but I still don't think it's that. But obviously, it is all that and a bag of potato chips.
Yeah.
And then you go on to the upgrades. And
Des Tiny to meet. Yes, Des Tiny has been restricted.
Poor old Des.
Again, I mean that is a
Destiny to meet's almost an auto include, depending on your deck, and Slumbering Key.
Yeah, it's the same card effectively, isn't it?
Soul Trap and Tethered Spirit
again,
are both
nearly
in there.
automatically, and all the Shade Glass, or two of the Shade Glass weapons. Helpful Whisper is an interesting one. That's quite one of those ones that gets there or thereabouts, but never quite makes it for me.
And Awakened Weapon, but then I nearly always pick Awakened Weapon over Helpful Whispers, and I think, wasn't there a post that suggested you should go the other way?
It depends what you're playing, but yes.
Depending on what you're playing, but yeah.
They're both in there. And interestingly, they haven't put in the core ones. So there's no Great Strength. They've put Incredible Strength in, but Great Strength, Great Fortitude, and Great Speed.
Yeah, I guess it would be silly to ban the
restrict
most
them.
Basic ones.
Well, I think it would. It's just interesting. I suppose it stops you having Great Strength and Incredible Strength on the same person.
Because I could turn even your most lowly person into quite a nasty killing machine. But it doesn't stop a lot of other combinations.
I mean, I think probably Awakened Weapon is probably the only one that I would definitely think, I might have that as a restricted card. I think I would be more like to have restricted ploys.
See, I might
and restricted
pick
objectives.
Dagger.
See, I suppose because I play the heavier warbands.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't pick.
And I play the more castaway warbands where I want to upgrade a grot with Shade Glass Dagger and then run him in for a quick nickety stab.
But I'm glad to say Shade Glass Darts hasn't been restricted. That one, it's just been devastating.
Which is strange because I think that's a really good card. But
I think it's just not popular, especially with more range. There's more range in it. When we used to take it all the time, there's more range people.
True, yeah. Before the Fast Riders came out, we used to take it a lot for that range attack. There weren't any range 3 weapons until Fast Riders, I don't think.
Yep, and I can't think of any notable cards missing. Nothing I thought, they haven't restricted. I don't know. I can't.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Yeah,
that was the exact thought that went on in your head.
Exactly. Yeah,
they haven't. Oh no, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm really surprised. I'm more excited by this. I think almost more excited by this than Nightvault.
What's your name? Simon.
I know.
That's what Simon said on our Patreon.
I agree with you wholeheartedly.
Yeah, I have to say it is almost more exciting. It's not quite as exciting as when a whole fistful of new cards arrive.
No, it's not.
But I think it's very exciting for the game.
Yes.
And it's quite funny because when Nightvault came out, people were saying, do you think we should ban the cards? And I was like, I don't really think we should ban cards. But actually, I can completely see this is going to really change things.
Yeah.
It's going to change things for our battle reports.
I think the ban list is only 3 cards and it's the right 3 cards.
Definitely.
I don't think there's anything else that needs to be banned.
Yeah.
Someone else commented on our Patreon page that instead of having a ban list, maybe it should have just been one of these 3. You could only have one of them.
Yeah,
and maybe that would have worked a bit better to stop people taking them all. But I think Time Trap would have always won in that situation.
Yeah, I think so.
Because of the double charge ability.
Yeah, I think so.
I think I'm more interested and excited by the restriction list because you can still pick them, but which ones do you pick?
Yeah.
And now you've got to think about it.
Well, exactly,
What do I want?
I kind of feel like maybe objectives still, because they are the lifeblood of the game. You need your objectives to score that glory, and they are like Fired Up and Extreme Flank, and maybe less so now, Alone in the Darkness, but Change of Tactics. They're all easy scores.
Yeah, you want especially the instant scores if you're playing a Magor's Fiends or somebody like that.
So I kind of feel like I would probably load up on those. The Universal Gambits. Ready for action! I take a lot, although less since Nightvault's come out. And Twist the Knife I take a lot. But the others, not so much.
Yeah, I mean, neither of us have ever taken Earthquake. I mean, we've got
not since Concussion. But yeah, I kind of feel like I would probably be loading up on the objectives. And maybe Destiny to meet.
Yeah, yes. I'm just really excited by the whole thing, and I think some people have commented and said, if you have to introduce a ban list or a limit list, you've failed as a game design. I just think that's maybe a bit harsh, because you could design a game with the best minds around, but the minute you give that to the players, they're going to come up with all kinds of devious nonsense that you've never even considered. I'm
a little bit disappointed that, as I said, there are Nightvault cards. I feel like that is a bit of a failing, because they could have thought, okay...
But
they were
designed
a long time ago.
Yeah, all the Nightvault stuff. I think overall this is going to be a massive positive change. I think so. We've not been involved in the tournament scene, but I can't see this being a bad thing for the tournament scene. It's going to change things up. You're going to see a lot more cards.
You're going to get more variety of decks. Yeah. What's one thing I'm slightly worried about, and I guess this may be what the people who said it's a weakening of the game were alluding to potentially, is are there going to be 10 new cards or 30 new cards that replace this 30? So you've basically restricted the top 30 cards. So there's going to be cards 30 to 60 are now going to become...
But are that 30 to 60 range going to be more situational and better for certain people?
I've no idea. I've no idea.
I think a lot of these cards work great for nearly everybody.
Good for everybody.
So maybe if you get rid of, or you restrict the good for everybody cards, then you force people to start picking from that next.
Time will tell.
It will.
And I think there's going to be some interesting decks coming out. I'm really looking forward to seeing the next, when it comes up on UDEC or Underworld's DB, looking to see what the next...
Or the GW version. Yeah. Because GW took UDEC on.
Yeah, that's true. So, I'm looking to see what the next competition winner decks are like. How different they are.
And to the guys who are writing Underworld's DB and that, lovely site, awesome. People should check it out. Can you add in a little function that tells you if you've got too many of these restricted cards? Because it will do my brain in, and I can just say, let's get into a game, and I'll go, I've got 7 I've got 7 instead of 5, and it's just going to ruin it all. So go on, please.
I'm actually planning to run as many as I like, because I don't think you'll notice.
I probably won't.
Exactly. Yeah. So
I don't even notice why.
So please keep that quiet in the comments of our games.
Played 17. Robin played 17 cards that he shouldn't have done. Shut up! Shut up, Mum!
Right, I think that covers it.
It does. I think we're excited by it. We don't think there's any particular cards in there that we think have been missed.
No.
Or any cards that we're looking at thinking, why is that one in there? Well, there were a couple, but nothing too surprising. And we are pretty much of the opinion wholeheartedly that it will be great for the whole scene.
Absolutely, I think so. So I'm looking forward to the variation of the deck already. You won't see that trickle through in our gameplay videos for the next 2 or 3 weeks, because we record about 3 weeks in advance. And although we're going to record tonight, we haven't had time to remove the restricted cards, but in 2 or 3 weeks' time, and we will tell you when, we will move to these rules.
Yes. And we will probably start using these rules rather than our faction rules, because I think possibly you're going to start seeing more faction cards come out now.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We're going to see how it goes. We're going to start with playing restricted cards, see how it goes, see whether we keep choosing the same things, and maybe reintroduce faction if we need to.
Yeah.
Okay, comment below what you think, which cards you are going to most miss, which cards you probably will take out of the restricted list, and
And what cards do you think are missing? What cards do you think aren't on that list that should be?
I think Total Annihilation.
Yeah, it's way overpowered, that one. Yeah.
7 glory.
That corn one where you get 7 if you've only got one guy left on the field. Yeah, it's just over the top. And do not forget, do check out our description below if you want to try and support us in any way. We have Patreon. You can come over there, log in, join in the fun. You'll get stuff out a week early, and it's all great.
We have literally tens of people over there now.
Tens of people,
and they all enjoy it, and they have good fun. So we do try and comment on there as much as we possibly can.
And you get inputs in all the games we play and all that kind of stuff, depending on the level you come. And you can even pick a game.
Exactly, and there's been a lively discussion of the FAQ, this new rule set already, so on there. So
if you can't stretch to support us on Patreon, there is a link there as well to our affiliates over at Outpost. You can go onto their site via our link, and if you buy any stuff, which
Christmas is coming,
it is, and if you buy anything at a decent discount, they do give a good discount. We get a little bit of a kickback, so you can support us that way whilst getting a discount.
They have got an awesome £999 Space Marine on there, so if you want to use our affiliate link for that would be great.
Go on. I know you want to.
Until next time, when we'll be playing Shadespire Nightvault, something in the Mirrored City. Bye!